Right, so hey everyone, today we gonna talk about a very important topic, which is cinematic lighting. Cinematic lighting has a lot of things, a lot of secrets, which is very, very important as your lighter. Why? Because probably you will be using for in the movies if you are working in the movie industry or even in games. Cinematics now it's part of the games. Every games has some cinematic shots. It's called cutscene, which is telling the story or has some mission you have to know about. Cinematic lighting, there is two part. The first part is the rules, and the second part it's about the color theory. And today we will try to understand everything related to the lighting, how to set up the proper lighting, what we have to consider about, how we can achieve very pure lighting. Yeah. So before we start, I want to show you this. So one of the important thing you have to consider, it's something it's called visual nitration. What's the visual nitration? It's basically your eye need to learn or need to save a lot of information about the lighting. So how you can do this? Basically, you have to search for a lot of reference. You have to look at the movies. You have to try to get many reference from Google. You have to keep your eye always updated, because once you keep your eye updated and your eye is gonna look for the different color, different mood. When you try to do your light setup in your any software, Unreal or any other software, you will find yourself it's create your lighting just in a few minutes. Why? Because already your eye it save all of this information into your brain. So the basic practice, the best practice for you, you always have to look at a lot of things around you, like in movie, TV series, animation movie, or even some reference from maybe Mid-Journey. You can use GI for sure to create some images to just imagine what is the look and feel you are looking for. Okay, so I will upload all of this file. You can find all of this image, but we'll try today to simulate some of this image into Unreal Engine, and we'll try to analyze each image to know how we can make the images raw in the cinematic, and then we'll add the layers as we know, like the post-processing, the color correction, until we reach the final image. Okay, so there is relation between the light and the colors. If you remember in the first session, I'm always tell you about there is something called color harmony, and with the color harmony, you can telling the story. So if you have a color that very saturated, has a natural color, which is could be the scene or this action, it could be happiness or something, have a feeling that bring more happiness to this story. Or if you have some dark color or poor color or low saturated, that could be something madness or something has sadness time. So all this color can be reflected on your story. In action movie, for example, probably you will really see the green color in most of the movies, especially in the action scene, like John Wick movie, Matrix, or any other action scene. You sometimes you will really find this greenish color. Okay, this greenish color, it's always comes from post processing, not from the lighting. The lighting is always pure lighting, like natural lighting comes from the natural, as we learned it before. So when you set up your light, you set up your light as a natural light. And after that, we'll start to add some layers to reach this level of details. Okay. The second thing, it's very important, that's called the position of light. Position of light also can telling the story. How? If you are looking for any movies that has investigation sequence, probably you will find the lighting comes from two sources. Most of them comes from the top, which is always the investigation light come from the top, or sometimes come from the window, like the foggy or has got rays. So I could say 99% of the sequence in the movies for the investigation sequence, it's always you will see the light source come from the top or from the back. It comes from the window. Okay, so as your lighter, you have to be aware about this. So the first thing you have to ask yourself, from where my key lights will come from. Okay, because as you know, if you remember when we took the basic light in the first session, we said we have three sources of light or 3 points of light in the cinematic light: the key light and the fill light and the rim light. Today we'll see how we can set up all of this light in the scene. But the first thing you have to think about, it's a key light. What is the key light will come from? And the key light, it's always telling the story, as I told you. So if you are in the secret meeting, you can put the light from the top. If you are in the investigation, you can put the light from the top. So to know this, you have to watch a lot of things. As I mentioned, you have to watch movies, TV series, or even some concept from Google or any other platform. So depending of this color, you try to bring as much as you can from the reference and then try to simulate it into any software like Unreal Engine or any other software. Let's say you have a sequence that have it's a sports sequence, or you make the advertising for the sports. This year, the most of the TV sports that I watched in the TV, it's always make some neon lights with fog, like about 70% of the TV of the TV advertising I saw it for the sports. So always has something like this. So why is he add the fog and why is he add this kind of light? Because when you are in action, that's mean you are sweating, you are working hard, so you need your mood to have more hazy. So they always put the foggy and some saturated light around to just make the action, because the character will move a lot. He's working hard, so they really need to focus on this action. Okay, so as I said, the first thing you have to think about what kind of light I'm gonna add before to think about the color. The color is the last process. Okay, so never think about the color, just think about where I have to put my light source, the key light and fill light and rim light, and what is the purpose for this light, what the story I need to tell here. Okay, so when you learn this, your light will come as much as realism, and also it will telling the story. Okay, so here's some reference. I will keep it and we'll try to simulate one of them. Okay, so let's start. Now we will see how we can set up the basic light. This is called portrait light. Sometimes you get a sequence that has just a character, and this character need to export some portrait image. Or even if you are working the game, sometimes you have to put the character and to read the lighting to just make the character visible, to have to show the clothes or the weapons or anything like this, like in AC, in Assassin's Creed or any other games. Or even you can use this light setup for the product. You might have a specific product like cans or shampoo, for example. You need to get some nice images. So if you are working in the product in advertising, you can use the same setup. So the basic setup for the studio lighting, it's probably just white screen, and we start to create 3 points of light, and then there's something is called additional light for the background. Okay, so let's start from beginning here in Unreal Engine. So if you are using the 3D Max, it's basically you just need to create see where it is. You just need to create half a sphere. Okay, that's all you need for your lighting setup for the studio lighting. Okay, once I create this, you can add the materials. What kind of material I need to add it? If you go back to the reference, the most of the studio lighting has a white materials, but this is really not pure light white. So when we create a new material, I will press 3 to create the color, and then I will change the color to convert to parameter, and let's say that's colors. Okay, so if you keep this white, that's mean that's 100% white. But in natural, there is nothing called 100% white except the snow. Only snow that has really pure white. But if you have what's called a spec drop or any other thing, white materials, it's probably has less white, which could be 0.5 or I think 0.2. No, sorry, 0.8. Yeah. So let's keep the white as 0.8. Okay. And also we can add a control for the roughness. If you need your background to be, yes, Naomi.
I just wanted to add regarding the pure white.
Yes.
Usually, correct me if I'm wrong, but in like digital creation, when you're creating whatever, a game, images, you never really use pure white or pure black.
Exactly. Yes.
You always have to clamp it a little bit, because
Exactly.
like you mentioned, nothing is pure black and nothing is pure white.
Exactly.
So just to add.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly, that's it. So yeah, as Nimi mentioned, there is nothing in the games or the movie that has really pure white or pure black. So when you try to add any black color in your material or white color, never keep it like this. So just try to keep between 0.8 or 0.2. Most of them, they keep it 0.8 to 0.2. Okay. So for the roughness, I will make it matte. So I need it to be really matte material. And then save it.
I also have a question about
Yeah,
the
sure.
key light. So
Yeah.
the light setup.
Mhm.
When we talk about intensity, would the key light always be the main intensity in your setup?
Yes,
Like that's the one that's gonna cast like the main shadows, and so when we talk about intensity, it will always be the highest one in the setup.
absolutely. Yes, yes. The key
Okay.
lights always take 70% of your scenes. And then the revert light, it's called the fill light, that has 50% of the key light. So if your key light has 5,000 intensity, so the fill light should has 2,050 or less. It depends about how much light you need to make the shadow visible.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the ratio, like
Yes, that's the
50% or
ratio.
below.
Yeah, that's
Thank
the
you.
ratio. That's the
And
basic ratio.
what about Karim? Sorry. What about rim light? The rim light usually has like more intensity because it's from the behind, right?
Yes, yes, from behind.
Yes,
Yeah, and the rim light, it's always come from the spot. So always try to put
from the spot.
the rim, yes, or even you can make it a rectangle.
Rectangle. Yeah, I used
Yeah,
rectangle. I haven't
if
used
you are
spot, but
using in the behind the window, for example, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna see what is different
Yes.
between the rim light and additional light, because it could be have 3 light in behind rim light, and also add hair light. There is additional light, it's called hair light, that just put some highlight on the hair, not only on the top. And also
Yes.
there is additional light for the background to make the background more bright. We'll see how to set up all of this thing here. And also it's the best way to do this to create it as a blueprint. and always create a blueprint to just have proper lighting setup that can allow you to just drag it and drop into your scene. Okay, so I'm gonna drag characters. Okay, so there is a lot of characters that you can download it. Very Realism has very natural skin from Quixel Bridge. Okay, so if you are using Unreal 5, go here and go to Quixel Bridge. Okay, and if you go there, after you sign in for sure with your Epic account, you will find something here is called MetaHuman. Okay, MetaHuman, it's a new technology Unreal Engine added about a year or 2 years ago that has many characters, which has a lot of details, very natural details. Also, you can animate it, you can use them in your scenes for free. So you can download it, or you even you can create your own face. I don't know if I have one or not, but I think I have mine. Yes. No, I don't have it now, but it's fine. Okay, but yeah, you can basically just go to the human preset and download any one of them. And then after you download it, just if we go here, let's say I have one here, you just export it, and it will take some time, and then it's gonna ask you for restarting. So make the restart, because it's gonna enable some plugins in Unreal Engine. And once you open, you will able to see the characters. So the characters, probably it's here in MetaHuman folder. So I will bring this mail. So you can just drag and drop this guy. Okay. So this blueprint has the character. For the first time, it's gonna take time to just load all the materials and the shaders. But yeah, we have to put the character first, and then we'll add our lighting. So there is a very good reference that you really need to know. This website. Okay. This website is the best way to practice your lights. So this show you all kind of lighting with the proper setup. So how many lights you need to add in your scene to achieve this image. So for example, here you see this woman, to just get this light, has only one source light. Okay, so each light has a specific name and has a specific light source. So let's see, like someone like this. You see the light. Now you know where the light will come from. You really know from where you will put the light. It's come from behind. It comes from the front. So this website is very useful. I will send you the link.
What's a strobe?
Where?
It says like it calls the light a strobe, 2 strobes, 1 strobe. You see when in the details of the yeah, 1 strobe, 1 light. Strobe is I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that I think what strobe, that maybe the brand of the lights. I'm not sure,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
think this is the brand of the light, the soft
type.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah, the type of light. Yes, yes, Mattia.
Yes, Karim, just as
Yeah.
a matter of curiosity, are these things that we are like that a lighting artist is supposed to study, or is it also like the nomenclature and the vocabulary that you would use on a daily basis with your colleagues? Like set me that Rembrandt with a softbox kind of lighting, this kind of things.
No, no, you don't need
You
to
study it,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't
Just
use it
static
in
light.
verbal.
You
Okay.
don't really know. If you don't work as a photographer, you don't really want to learn this. So just to know from where you will put the lights. That's the most important thing. Okay. So for the portrait, here is the secret. Now you really know from where the light will come from. So I wish to load everything. Okay, so we have this character. Okay, let's rotate it 90 degree. Oh, a bit heavy. Okay. So now I will remove all the light in the scene. My scene is fully dark. Okay. So now let's create the lights. So in the lighting setup for the studio lights, mostly it's come from something is called soft box, soft light, or yeah, a soft box, which is could be rectangle or cylinder. So to reach the difference between the rectangle and the cylinder depend on how much light you need to scattering on the face, and also it's reflected on the eye. So some image you can see the square light reflection on the eye, or you can see the circle. So to achieve this, you can simply use rectangle light, and it's what we're gonna use it now. Okay. And to create the light, it's probably should has 45 degree. So if I'm here, I will move it to, let's move this to 5 or 45. Okay, so now my light is in 45. Okay. So now the first thing I'm gonna create camera. And if you remember type of camera and the lens focal, it's always effect on your character. So if we go here and let's say I need to use 50 millimeter. 50 millimeter, most of the camera for the photographers, they always use 50 millimeter. It gives you really nice pure face. Okay. Let's say I just need to focus on this area. Okay, so now we have nice camera, and the face looks pure. So now, as if you look at here, now you can start to investigate your light into the practice, or to try to see where the light will come from. There is something is called V shape. I really don't remember the correct name for this techniques, but this technique they always use in the cinematic. I don't know if any one of you remember this name, what's called. It's not called V shape, but basically you have to keep the other side of lighting has V shape in the light. So you can achieve this by using the light that comes from the side. Okay, so now we have this V shape. Okay, or even you can put it from the top. Okay, so now the light is too strong for me, so I will try to keep it natural as I can, and also make sure your exposure it's manual exposure. Okay, so I just need to take the setting here. Oh. Okay, and let no, I just need to zoom in here. Let's zoom in on this eye. You see the reflection of the lights comes from the rectangle. But if you need to change this reflection by change the size of your lights, you can really change the size of reflection. So now I get really square, one square, or rectangle one. Okay, so even in the spotlight, when you use the spotlight, you can change the source radius to just change this reflection into the eye, and this called the eye contact. The eye contact is very, very important in the cinematic. There is no way to create the cinematic light the cinematic shot without having this kind of reflection into the eye, because it's always make the eye something's called the eye contact or eye attention. Okay, so you can control this here, and also you can get some smooth shadow when you do change the lights. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Now, if you remember, when we talk about the three type of lighting, we have the key light, which is already set up now, and now
It
we
was
need
Rembrandt light. What the
what?
Rembrandt light was called Rembrandt.
Yeah, you need the rim light.
No, it's called Rembrandt light.
Oh yeah,
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt. Yes. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yes, Rembrandt. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so now we need to create the fill light, which is gonna be in the other side. Okay, why we add the fill light? To make the shadow more visible. Now the shadow, this dark light, it's really dark. It's fully dark, but it's not. This is not correct. Okay, you have to really see at least some lights from the dark area. So that's why we're gonna use the fill light. So I will call this key light. And then let's create another one. And this one is called fill light. Okay. So the fill light should be okay. Should be done another way. So I will press right
Go
click,
to top
transform.
view.
Yeah, and then yeah, it's reverted now. Yes. So on X. So I just need to revert the transform to make the mirror on the X. Okay. So now let's move this to here. And from the setting, let's bring back the
50% or
setting.
low.
Yeah, so now it's 4, so you can add it 2, but sometimes you see it's still too strong, so you can go to 0.2 or 0.3 until now you can really see the shadow is still dark, but we can see this called the fill light. Okay, so just look at
Can anybody hear him?
Oh, no, we don't hear
No.
you.
We can't hear you, Karim.
Yeah, I think something with your computer, maybe.
Your mic, yeah.
No, we don't hear you.
Nothing.
No, we can't hear you.
why.
We could
Hello.
hear you saying why. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
now.
Now
Now
we
we
can
hear
hear you.
you. Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what's wrong. Sorry. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, as I said, if you look at this light now, we can really see the details. Without the fill light, we lost a lot of details, like in air details, and all of this side has no details. But with the fill light, you see, we can really see the details. Now the air, it's visible. The dark side is still dark, but we can still see all of the details. Okay, so that's mean you see the difference between this and this one. So the fill light will keep the dark side, it's still dark, but lit to just see the details. Okay, so now the light, it looks perfect. So you might need to add a rim light or the backlight. So to add this, it's the same thing, but now I'm gonna use the spotlight. Then the computer sometimes is really leaking. So if you go back here and look at this one, you see the backlights sometimes come from the side or from the top or even from the top right or the top left. So it depends about from where you need your rim lights will come. So it depends about your reference that you get in. So if you all look here, you can really see the fill light, the rim lights come from the back here. You see, is the rim lights, and this one has the key light and also has rim light, but just to highlight here from the back here. What else we can look at for here in this scene? The rim lights comes from the top. You see, we can really see the shadow. So that's mean the light comes from the top. And the why we add the rim light? The rim light, if you remember, we took it in the environment to separate the object from the background. So this man here, he had the similar color like in background. So to make him separate and really visible from the background, you need to add this light. Okay, and now we'll see the difference when we add the key light, the rim light. Okay, let's move this here and bring it more down. We're rotate it. Okay. So now if you are look here, the rim light, it's visible, but there is some options here that you can change it. It will give you more cinematic light, which is I need some soft light. Just maybe this one. Yeah, it's visible. I don't know, nothing. I don't know why. It's weird. It's something really weird here. So let's turn off this. But yeah, it should be when we change the radius, source radius, give us more soft lights. Yes, here you see when we start to change, it's gonna give you more source shadow. I just need to bring it back. Yes, to here. And also be aware when you add the light, always turn off the other light to really see the intensity of this light. Okay, so now I turn off the key light and fill light to just really see the main key light. And if we look at this image, you can really see what I mean. I think it's here. Sadly, it's not here anymore. There was an image. Yes, this one. You see, to test the light, they turn on each light to see how it's gonna be reflected on the character. So they turn on only the rim light here, and then they tested the fill light, and then they tested the key light, and in the end, they turn on all the light to just have the final image. And that's what we're gonna do. So I have this nice rim light, and let's call this rim light. My God. Rim light. And let's turn on all of this. So now we have this final image. Okay. This could be, it's okay. It's enough for me. But what if I need to add more light on for the background? Here you need to add something is called additional light. And this additional light will, the direction, it will only for the background. Okay. So to do this, it's the same thing. I'm gonna use this one. You can use this or even spot and just put it behind the characters. Okay, so we need to put one from the left and one from the right, but with this one, you can start to get more light for the background. You see, the light will never reflect on the character, but sometimes you really can get some nice reflection here. You see, if I turn this off and turn this on back, so layers on top of layers on top of layers until you really get pure lighting. Okay, so basically this is a basic setup. You can do the same in the blueprint. You can create blueprint, put this half sphere, and then add the light, and you can add a control and then put it in your place. You can use it anytime. So now if you have any portrait character, or you need to make the show up for the characters, you can use your blueprint templates. Or even, you know, I was thinking before to create big templates, like all of this template, and then make control slider in blueprint, and you can sell it to the artist. So they can use this image to achieve this light, or they can use this image to achieve this light. For sure, it's gonna take time to create all of this light setup, but this is a way you can really create it. It's gonna your own light setup into Unreal Engine. So you can keep this reference for sure. And now we have a pure image. What is missing here? It's colors. I need to change the color. I need to do something in this image. This we have a pure color, but I need to bring it into the action mode, or into the old mode, for example, or horror mode. So here we can start to play with the colors and the light itself. Like the key light, I can change the light to be red to get horror action, for example. Okay. So can I change the color? Yes, but there is no red color. There is no red lights. But they use the something is called light reflection that they added on top of the softbox. It will change the light to any other light. So if you need your light to be blue, they add like a matte. It's a specific matte on top of this light that's gonna change your light to be blue or red or any other color. So that's mean you really don't need to do this in Unreal Engine, but by change the color, you can change your color mode. So now you see the color, it's completely, it changed the story. Now I have different story. Now it's calm day. You can really feel he's sitting on in his room, and with the moonlight comes from, and it's very calm, warm. You can put this light and add warm light from the other side to bring more calm mood in your scene. So with color harmony and color mood, you can really change the story. If you go to the green, zombie effect, yeah, we have a zombie effect. So if you go to the orange, okay, so you can really tell the story with the colors. But now what what I have to do now, if I just need to keep the light natural, and I need to add post-processing. In post-processing, there is 3 things you can change it to change your color mode like in movies. So let's discover this thing. So I will change this to infinity. And we'll go back to the color correction. Okay. And the first thing I was consider, it's shadow. Shadow, it's the key, it's the secret to make your lights come to something similar like this. Like in any action movie, if you want to get green color like this one, you need to change only the shadow color from the gamma and the contrast. Okay, let's try, see if it's this right or not. So I will turn on the contrast and the gamma, and I will say I need to move to this color. Boom. You see how it's simple? You don't really need to add a tint color, or you don't need to add a lot of color correction into your post-processing. Just one simple setting, you can get your mood. So by just move the contrast to here, and I go back, I get the similar color mood. So you can also change this one. You see, for the dark shadow, it's more greenish now. So the completely change. The color mood is completely changed. So if we go back here, you see, just one key element, and there is a secret in the shadow. They always using in the composting. If you remember, we talk about the raw image. They always export the image as a raw, and after that, they add the post-processing and color grading. So the color grading, the secret in color grading, it's always in shadow. And sometimes it's in highlights. So in post-processing also, we can go to not mid-tone, we have a highlight. And the same thing, I need to change this highlight color. So
I wish they had a picker.
yes, I saw someone use the picker, but I don't remember for what purpose, but I saw this. Oh, it was in Photoshop. No, it was in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Photoshop. Oh, the post processing is on. Why this one is not working? Maybe the infinity is not enabled. It should be works. Let's go back. Where?
Also, I don't know if it's the stream or the computer that is lagging. Your computer is lagging.
Yeah, my computer is lagging. I don't know why. That's
Yeah,
something very
maybe
weird.
restart in the break or something.
Yes, that's what I will do for sure. I will restart it. But anyway, I will save this portrait, anything here, and visualize. Okay, we can keep it here now. And we could open, I think it's gonna be works. We can go back to the visualize here. I just create my own map to show you something very, very important here. Okay. Okay. So If you remember in the first session, when we talk about the light setup, in the real life, when they really need to shoot any sequence, like in movie or any other type of sequence, they put the light setup to achieve the mood and look and feel they are looking for. The same thing you have to do into Unreal Engine. I have, oh my God, it's lagging a lot. So I have this pure light in the scene. Something really weird here. So probably I'm gonna start my engine. So this is your home, for example, and you need to shoot a movies here, or you need to create sequence here. Okay. So how you can use the same setup, but to add more light to change your story to achieve another mood. So the same setup, but if I turn on this cinematic, you see I have different mood, which is I am thinking about what they really do in the movies to achieve this mood. So when I open this image, I try to create the similar mood. Okay, so I do the same. They have 3 lights here, and they have some fog from the top, and 1 key light here, which is white or more bluish, and 1 backlight to light the hair. And also, if you go in here, we still really see some light, but it's not really visible because the image resolution is too low. So I said, okay, let's set up the same light in my scene. It's not the same scene, but I can achieve the similar light. So I create 3 sphere, and I add emissive light, and then put 3 spotlights. You see, 1, 2, 3. And this is my key light, and each one has fog, which is you can add your fog from here, volumetric scattering intensity. And we'll see how we can add the fog right now. Okay. So in the end, I got this. I have a backlight here, like the reference. I have this light, but I do change the light to just make her face more visible. Okay. But here's the idea. How you can set up your light like in movie. So the first thing you have to ask yourself when you watch any movies or any videos, how did they achieve this light? From where this light come from? To know this, you can use Pinterest, for example. I use Pinterest many times to see the light setup, or you can use Google to say cinematic light setup to see how did they put the lights. Here, for example, you see, to achieve the sunlight come from the window and to have the rim light, the backlight, they use 2 big white lights to get the similar light comes from the sky. It's not the sky light, but it's a fake light. Okay, what they add also, they add light from the top, they add light, just 2 key light from the back here, or they add the light from the top. So to understand all of this thing, you have to get a lot of reference and start to ask yourself from where the light comes from. And you can try to figure out how I can get this light. It doesn't matter to use reference, but for sure use reference in the beginning. And after that, try to watch movies, your favorite movie, and start to think about this sequence, how I can get this sequence. For example, I have this sequence. How I can achieve this? Okay, so the first thing you have to think about, how I can light the scene itself, the background, because there is 2 types of light. Lighting for the background and light for the character itself. So if you are look here, this light, it's a background light. So now we try to analyze the images. So I put the light here for the background, to light my background. And also I add this light to have some depth of field effect. So if we go to perspective and turn on the camera, you see this light also reflect on the depth of field effect. So if I use this light, let's select this light, the point light, for example, in the behind, and turn this off. You see, I missed some key lights. Let's select this one and hide them also. So that's mean you add light to make your background more beauty before you add any light on the character. So the lights that I added in the character, it was the latest thing I added. But the first thing I add here, see, it's my key lights. Let's turn off this light. I don't know why my computer is lagging a lot. Right. Okay, you see, let's turn off all of this light. One light can be effective on your scene. So I need to light this area. I need to add the light to make this sofa has rim light also. So let's show you this one. I think where just need to turn off all of this light. Something really wrong. I don't know. Yeah, you see here, I add the backlight here to just make the sofa separate from the background because I really need to have lights to make each element visible from the background. So to make the depth, you can use the same method like in rim light or the key light for your background. You see the light really can't see here. I'm really sorry for the lacking. I don't know what's wrong, but it's really need restarting. But you can really see the light here. So that's mean I can see the sofa and I can see the kitchen in the background, and I can still see the depth between each element. Also here in the chair, I put the light here in this column to just make the chair separate from the background. So to add the light, as I told you, use the basics. Basic, we have key light, fill light, rim light. Put in your background first, set up your background first, and once you finish, you can start to add your light on the character. Okay, so that's the secret. And we'll try after the break, I will show you how we can get another mood. We'll try to simulate any other mood like this one or any other scenes. But yes, my computer is really need to start, not computer, but I think Unreal Engine. So let's take a break. I'm here. I will not go anywhere. But if you have any question, just let me know. I will stop sharing, not stop sharing, pause the recording now. Continue. Okay, so now let's say you received the scene that has a very basic light like this, and you need to add a character and create a movie. Okay, so the reference that I have now, I have this. So the key light in this scene comes from lantern, okay, for the lamp, table lamp. So let's try to find if we have any table lamp here. I think I have one over there. That's good. I can use it. So I will turn off all of this thing and create a new maps, a new level. And let's say this lamp, light, or anything, just any name, and double click or right click and make current. Okay. So this light should have some emissive. I think there is already emissive light color here. So I just need to find, yes, this one. So I will just drag and drop here. So now I have the lights, this on. And from here, let's add spotlight. You can turn off the, you can go to the unlit. And add the light here. Oh, no. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so now I have this light here. Okay, so if you remember the color temperature for the light comes from the lamp or anything, I'm gonna go for the for something warm, which is could be 3500. It's warm light, and we'll make the light has less intensity. Okay, now my background is fully dark. I will not add any character here now. Okay, so let's find the background. So what I need to add in the background? So I need to make the just has fill lights, or I need to have some light around like to get something out of focus or depth, or I need to add it foggy mood, like comes from the window, for example, from the moonlight or sunlight. So in this case, let's say I'm gonna add some God rays. Okay, we'll create direction lights, and let's say this my direction light, and direction light should has should be in the night time. Okay, and from here the indirect light, let's try to add more. Just more indirect. I need to add more indirect light to the scene. Okay, so now I have my light over there and this light here. Okay, what is missing now? It's missing the bounced light, which is can use indirect light intensity that can bring more light bounced here. Okay, or you can keep it like this and then start to add some spotlights to fake this light. You remember when we talk about the key light and fill light and rim light? So I need everything to be soft. Let's say the radius should be like this. Okay, and now I need to have a separate effect. I need to add rim light on the sofa to make it separate from the background. So what the key lights come from behind? It's a moonlight. So that's mean I'm gonna add one spotlight in behind like this. Okay. And also, you remember you can just attach this light to the sofa only. So if you don't want to make your light effect here, I can say this channel 2, 1, and this light gonna be only 1. So now the light's gonna be effect only on the sofa. Okay, so I will take the same color. Okay, so if we turn this off, you see it's just is very small effect, but it can be make different in your scene. So now I am just trying to light my background step by step, take it step by step. Okay, so we have to add the fill light. The fill light, I have now a lot of dark area. I really don't need to have this. So the fill light could be add the lights maybe from here. So let's say I will add the light over there. And let's go back to your scene. And listen, it's very important to just make sure that you have your camera set up first. Put your camera in the place that you're gonna take the shot to understand from where you need to change the lights. Okay, so now let's say this 300, and I just need the light to be maybe like this. Okay, and the last one, it should be here to fake the light comes from the window. So let's turn this off. And now I add some nice lighting. You see the difference between this and this. So now I have some light setup. I can also take this one to get more bounced lights. Like in movie, I am trying to add my lighting like in movie. So all of these lights, you can add, you can search for the lights, or even there is something very nice here. It's called light mixer, environment light mixer. No, not environment light mixer. Yeah, light mixer here. Okay, the light mixer, it's something very useful. You can use it. That's gonna give you everything related to lighting. So any type of lighting, you will find it here. Okay, so I will select all of these lights. I will select first the spotlight, and from the volumetric scattering intensity, I need to put 0 because I don't need any fog right now. Okay, and also the point light 0. Okay, so let's say now my light is ready, but here for sure you need to change the material to be yellow, but I will not change it right now. Okay, so what I have to do now, I need to add the fog. Okay, so to create the fog and to make your mood more hazy, you can go search for fog, and let's add exponential fog here in the scene. Okay, so let's see what is the setting here. When you add exponential fog, that means you need to import the fog from the lights. Okay, so each light has something called volumetric scattering intensity. So if I add the intensity more to be 10, and let's go back to the fog here, there is nothing happen. But once I turn on the volumetric fog and start to change the value, okay, or you can keep it right now, and let's say I need my volumetric fog 100, or you can even change the color. So now we start to get some volumetric fog or God rays. Each light here has something is called volumetric fog shadow. So if we search for volumetric, you will find cast volumetric shadow. If we turn this off, the fog will scatter everywhere. But when we turn on, the fog will scattering and will interact with the fog, with the shadow. So if you have so I have the window here, which is have this line, so the light will scattering from this window, like in real life.
Can I ask a question, Karim?
Yeah.
Performance-wise, is there a difference? Because you showed that there are two choices. You either bring up the general parameter in the exponential height fog, so that the scattering fog, you just need to go from 1 to 5, or you keep it as it is, but you have to achieve, like, I don't know, 50 or 100 in each and every light. Is there a difference in terms of strategy for performance?
For performance, yes, absolutely. It's there is
Okay.
strategy, but we will not talk about the performance right now. Okay,
No, I know, but
yeah, but
so
for
it's
sure,
better
yes,
to
if
change
you
it. Okay,
change anything in the fog, for sure it will reflect on the performance.
No,
So
but I'm
there
saying
is,
of
yeah,
the two choices, because
yeah.
you can do either one, so you bring it up on the one side or the other one. Is it the same, or changing it from the center?
No,
It
from the
makes a
performance, it's the same.
okay, perfect.
But for to get the performance, you have to keep the volumetric fog as static values, and then we can change the values from the light itself or even the local fog to get more foggy or more scattering. So we can achieve this from the light and from the local fog. But in the exponential fog, we always keep the default value to not have any more scattering or high values that can affect on the reflection on the performance.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, no problem. So if we go back here to the volumetric, you see you can change the volumetric intensity to max 0.5, but I can put this one. I can get more light, okay? Or even I can add here, but I just need to go back because 100 is too much and we'll get some bad shadow. Okay, so probably because the engine it's in high. Yeah, you see now I have to keep it in epic to have nice lighting. Now the light, it's completely changed, guys, because this is something very important. This is for the optimization for your scene, but yeah, that's bring more live. I will show you what's different here, but after. So let's focus now on the fog. So I will go here and start to change the light fog. Okay, and from the direction, it's up to you. So you need to keep the light like this, or you need to change the light direction to comes from behind, you know, to just bring more light attention. So I love this. If I have a long shot, I would love this for sure. Okay. So now the indirect light is too high. So let's bring it down to maybe, yeah, 25. So the scene, it looks very nice for me now. Okay, I set up everything, and now let's add the fog. So let's say the character will be there, and I need some fog to come. So I go back to the spotlight, and here it's scattering. It's at 1 or 2 or 5. From here, you see the fog, it's fully foggy. So if you add the light cookies, you will get some nice fog. Like I can add cloud. Let's find here cloud BNG. I don't really looking for the. Oh, but I need to invert it. But yes, you can add from the Photoshop. How? Yes, I am looking for this one maybe. So let's say I have this. Okay. And I will create very simple material. Right click material and change this to a light function. M multiply 1 to add a value. Intensity. And let's drag this pictures. Just save it. So let's add it here. And now I will change this one. You see? So now I can really get some good rays and the fog, it looks not fully foggy. So with the light cookie, I can get this effect with the black and white. Okay, so now I do change the light fog. And also you see now there is a very nice shadow here. That can be reflected on the character. Let's bring the character and we'll see how it's gonna be affected. You see, without light cookie and here with light cookie. So let's say I put the light setup and in the back here, I need to have more fog also. So now I bring more fog to the scene. Okay. So it's time to bring the characters. Let's go back to MetaHuman. That one, yes. After we import it, I will show you how to change the position for the character. So I will just go to the unlit now. So I have a character here, okay? So where's 10? Okay, so I need this character to sit on this chair. Okay, how I can do this? It's very simple. Okay, so I can create the ways that I'm always used. It's I think there is another way, but I'm always use this way. I create new level. Okay, add new level sequence. Okay, and this character will add it here. Once we add it, we can start to see the controls. Okay, so now let's select this. Oops. We'll select this one. Why I can't select it? Okay, shift, sorry. I was pressing click. So now I will select these two things. Okay. Oh, and let's find the character itself. We'll try to match the position. It's a bit hard, but yeah, you can do it. Okay.
I would start with the position in the pelvis. So what you're doing, you move in the root, and then adjust the legs and everything else.
Yes,
So
you're right.
your
Yes, yes, yes.
starting point should be your center of mass.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. You're right. You can move the math first and then start to change the position. Yes, that's correct. So from here, you can start to change the lights. Just see how we can change. You can ask your friend if you have any friend that has experience in the animation. He can. I am very bad with this thing. So, but at least we can just put the light, the hand down.
Yeah, this is called a control rig. So
Yes,
every
control rig.
character in an engine would have a control rig that you can control. In the meta-human, you also have facial stuff that you can play around with, but that's a little bit advanced. Like you can,
Yeah.
close eyes, make it smile, make it frown, whatever.
And also you can use your iPhone to create a virtual movement. I used
Motion
before.
capture, yeah.
Yeah, motion capture. It's something
It
very,
actually
very...
works pretty good, and there is
Yes.
also technology today that can simulate micro movement
Details. Yes.
in your face.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw it. And now everything comes much easier. So let's say just move this one to not waste more time. So let's say I have this character right now. Okay. And what we need to do, I just need to create the camera. Okay. So what if I go back here and just try to make my scene? Okay. Let's hide this. Okay. Go. I'm not sure if I turn this off. Oh no, I don't need to turn this off. Okay. So let's create a cinematic camera. And from the camera here. Oh my god, I can even move. Okay. So I will keep the camera now here and let's add zoom in. Let's say I will work with 55. I need to make the background more visible, but it's okay. It doesn't matter for me now. I don't know what's wrong, but the meta-human, it's
I
very
think
bad.
because it's an 8K. It's
Yeah,
like the highest
yeah.
resolution. So I think when you go to Quixel,
Yes.
it might be better to launch the MetaHuman creator, sign in, choose your character or whatever, and then from there, because I don't have the option to download like a lower resolution. It only gives me the highest quality,
Mhm.
which can be, a few gigs of information.
Yes, that's true.
I have the same thing, yeah. You can't lower the quality on the MetaHuman in Quixel Bridge.
Yeah, so you have to go to the MetaHuman creator, choose a
Indeed, yeah.
character, and then when you pull from the meta creator, you can actually choose. I would go maximum 4K if you don't want your computer to
die.
to die. Yeah.
Yeah,
Depending on your computer.
like what I have now,
Yeah.
like my situation now, that's really bad.
It's mostly about memory. So if you have like a lot of memory in your computer, you
Yes.
shouldn't have
Yeah.
an issue.
Yeah, that's true.
How much memory do you have, Karim?
I don't know, but I have a good graphic card. I have
Yeah, but I'm asking
128.
just to know. I have 32.
No, I have 128. Let's see, but I have a good memory. Oh, 64.
Oh, yeah,
64.
this is good.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
good.
this is 64,
So,
and my graphic card also, it's very good. It's 4090, I think. So
Yeah, it shouldn't.
you shouldn't do that. Do this, right?
yeah, I'm sure there is something wrong here. Anyway, okay. Yeah, now when I change to the high, I think it works fine. Yeah, I have nice. It's not that bad. Okay, so now I put the lights, okay, and let's say you have the sequence, but I really want to change the position, or I can even move the character. But okay, let's say now I have the character here. So in behind we have moonlight, okay? So you can change the position to get more light in the character. Okay, but because the quality is changed, we have a very weird eye here. Or you can keep the light in place and just add where this order. We're gonna add, do you remember when we talk about the cinematic lights? Okay. Oh, I need to go out from the sim. Okay, animation mode. Sorry, it's my bad. So why I can see the rectangle?
You in game mode?
No, I'm not. Okay, let's try one more time. Please not. uh
You are in cinematic view?
doesn't matter. Rectangle. Yes, okay, it works. Oh my god. It's crazy, crazy. Okay, so let's add the light here, but we'll not put the light as fully lit. We'll just just need to keep the light like this, maybe. And let's move. Here. To just get some reflection on the background. For sure, I can really set up the light as what I need, but yeah, this is the idea. Once you finish the light on the background, you can start to add the lights as fill light and add your key lights. Okay, so you can keep it like this. Okay, and let's say you finish everything and add your light. So it's time to add the post-processing. Or post-processing infinity. Tomorrow I will download the another character has less resolution. Okay. So in the cinematic, it's good to use chromatic, but not for high level. 0.3, it should be enough for 0.2. Okay. And also we need to add dark area here to just focus on the character. And from the shadow, let's change your color mode. I don't need to be in action mode. And also, if you remember, you can open in Photoshop and start to add your post-processing. This is a way also to use. Because my computer is very lacking, so I can't really do anything. So, but yes, anyway, because you see that my computer, it's very lacking. It's the same thing that I mentioned. Just set up your lights. Yeah, you see, if we just can take the shot from here, it will looks great. I can move the character and bring it over there. So let's try to move the character. Was this too light? Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, when I press, okay. Let's say we have it here. Direction light, I don't need to have this direction light anymore. But it's really bad because I'm really can't control. But you can move also your character, because you know in movies you always put the character in the way that they're gonna shoot. So which background it's better. So you can put it behind front of this kitchen to get some nice depths, or you can just leave him on the sofa, or you can bring him near to the sofa or the chair. So you always have the control to move your character to get a nice background. So after you finish your background, you have to put your character in the good position to get the background is lit and make it visible. But because I really can't do anything here, so I have no choice. But I don't know. I don't know. So let's open this again, and let's see the woman what there. So let's turn off this one and turn on the cinematic. Oh. So yes, here's the idea as I showed you. I just create the light in the background. I light all the background, and then put the character in the place that you need to shoot, and put the correct camera lens focal, because the camera lens, it's very important to give you more focus. There is one more thing here in the camera. If we go back here and let's go to the setting. Okay, from here you see this current adapter. If I change this to 0, I will get more focus. And if I add it more, like 10, for example, I can get less out of field, sorry, depth of field. Okay, so if you keep it 1, you can get this nice depth of field or out of focus, but it's depend about your zoom. So now I'm just use 17, which is not that zoom, but because I'm really near from the character and I have enough distance between the character and the background, so I can do change this focus. Okay, you see, you can get this, or you can change it from here. You can add smooth focus change also. It's something very nice. And from here, you can change your manual focus. Sometimes when you are in the previous mode, like what I have now, you see the character, it's focused, but when you press F11, you will get it out of focus. So in this case, you just need to take these details out, okay, to just have it here on top, and I can, come on, I can put it here and start to change the focus, manual focus, to just make sure that you have full screen focus details. No, I think it's gonna be crash. Okay, but you see, we have a very cinematic light mode with just basic light. Okay, so from here, yes,
I have a question about the spotlights, the 3 spotlights in the back.
Yes,
You
yeah,
added a sphere and there's an emissive material,
emissive,
so
yes.
so the material also costs light on
No,
top of the no?
No. I don't care if it costs light or not, but it doesn't cost any light. I just
Okay.
put it to
To
have fake
show
light.
a physical light. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because if we hide this,
you won't see the light source. Yeah.
yes, exactly. So, but for sure you can make the emissive cast light, like maybe here you can make it cast light, but it doesn't matter. But you see, use the fog and use the light to just get this natural feeling for the cinematic. And here's the idea: they always use this in the scene to just get this cinematic. There is one more thing, it's called camera shake. I wish if we had time to show you, but next tomorrow I will show you how to use the camera shake to have a manual camera that can just move the camera on the track, and then with the camera shake, the camera will be moved like in real life to get this manual, bring more realism to your sequence. I will make sure the scene it's gonna be works smoothly tomorrow. But I think for now we have enough vision for how to create the lighting. So again, before you start your cinematic light, let's ask yourself, what is the place I am gonna shoot here, and what kind of light I need to add it, and what is the purpose of this of this light. So if you have investigate light, so before you think, just put spotlight on the top and add the fog, add the spotlight, add the fog, and put the character on the center, and then you will get investigate light. You need to have something more warm and calm. You can put the character near to the for the lamp, and add the more calm light, which is blue. So you will keep the key light blue, and you can add the rim light or the rim light as a yellow, like what we have here. But this is not actually what I'm looking for. So warm light bring more calm, and blue light also. You see, even in the background here, they add some nice blue to just break the yellow color. Even here we have brown, which is the color of the gold or the same color of the blue, they break it to add the blue color in the background. So you have to always think about this. What is the key light and what is the color of key light and what is the fill light and the rim light is gonna be. In the fog here, if you are looking for to achieve the similar effect like this, let's create a new level. I really don't want to use this level anymore.
So when you talk about the colors, that we do after the raw.
Yes, after the raw. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, in the meantime, you can use the color in the light. So the moonlight, for example, you can put the light as the blue to just achieve this color, because not everything can get it from the post-processing. Put the natural light, and then you can switch it to the light from here. So let's say we're gonna try to get something similar to this. We have neon light with the fog effect. So let's take this one. I have this light. Okay, I'm gonna turn off all of this light. And the first thing I'm gonna add it's spotlight. Okay, let's put this light in the back. Window, LUT. Okay. And it's a good idea also to add this material to just have some scattering. Where the light? Okay. Oh my God. Look. Here. Should be enough. Okay. And I will add first the fog, because I really need to see the fog effect. And from here, let's say this it's gonna be 0.2. And we'll go back to volumetric scattering. 10. Okay, so now I have this spotlight, which could be similar like this, but it should has some blue. So I can keep it white, and then for post-processing, we'll change the color. So now this one has this neon light. Okay, it is simple, slender. Okay.
Emissive.
Yes, exactly. And create a new material. Okay, so it's very basics. 3 from the keyboard to create the color and convert to parameter color. Let's say they have it's yellow, which is nice. I love it. And M multiply, connect to emissive. Here 1 to create a new intensity, and this emissive. Let's add this to 5. Okay, and I will just change, convert it to instance. Okay, so now you can keep it like this and add the light, or I would prefer to create a point light. Do you remember when we tried to simulate the similar neon light? So you can just change these 2 parameters, source light and source lit. So let's add here, and I will turn off the cast shadow. Let's try to make okay, and this 3,500 or 4,000. Okay, so let's add a fog. Maybe 4, and the radius not that big. You can create it as a blueprint, or you can keep it like this. So let's say I have this one.
I was thinking about this when you were talking about the eye contact, so the
Uh-huh.
light reflecting in the character's eye. You can
Yes,
also use this to shape the reflection on the
absolutely.
eye. So if
Yes,
you don't want like a rectangular, you want more of a cylindrical or whatever shape,
yes,
you can use this.
absolutely. Yes, you can create this shape and put it near to the character, and it should be works for sure. Okay, so now we have a path here, so you can add a character, your character inside this one, and let's say we have some nice correction, like color correction. And let's do one more thing here. There's something very nice here. I will create a new material, okay? And let's add this here, okay? And to achieve this effect on the ground, you can simply search for dirt texture, okay? Dirt texture, yes, that's one should be perfect, okay? I will drag it and drop here, and from the new material, we'll add this one here, okay? And let's say this the color. Okay, do you remember? Don't put it in the as a fully black, or you can keep it. Okay, let's keep this right now, black, and multiply. Just select this here and in the roughness, because I need to just change the roughness. Okay, 1, convert roughness, okay, value, and duplicate this and add it to metallic, and we'll change metallic. Okay, so let's save this. It's very quick material. Boom. We have a very nice effect here. If we change to an instance and change some parameters here, like the roughness, we can get some nice color and not to be fully metallic. So that's very simple. You see, we just create a very simple scene from this reference. So now your scene, we can add post-processing, infinity, and we can go here. Let's see, you see, tint, we can add, change tint color, and from the shadow contrast, we can get this hazy more mood by changing this one, okay? And the light now itself, we can move the light to have more bluish, and should has more intensity too. Let's say we have something like this, and meta-human, if we go back, you know, it's gonna be hard. I will never import it as a 8K anymore. Okay, so, but yes, now your character is there, so it's ready. I just need to bring this down. because this item is not enough. And if we do create material, sorry, camera, and you change this one, I just need to move the character more to the front. Okay. And the camera position. But has something like this. Okay. And from here, we can start to add the lights. Just add rectangle light. I think it should be visible on this side. Okay. Temperature 4000. The same one. I just do anything. Okay, so it's just very quick.
It's actually a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, you see,
With
this is
the
very
reflection on the ground and
on the
stuff, the
ground.
light, yeah.
Yes, you see, you can just create by lighting. You can do anything. Light is a secret, guys. The scene has nothing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
empty
a
scene.
ground and the character, that's it. Yeah.
Yes. We can add more light on the back to just make the character more separate from the background, and we can add lighting. So now you can do your action. So that's it. That's it. From the reference, I can get my own mood. And from here, you can build your layers. That's it. Light is the secret. So you have to always think about how I can make this light like in real life. So if you catch this, that's enough for you. That's why I'm trying to show you how to create some materials also, because the materials always reflect on the light. So this scene is ready to just put any character and has some action. Running or rope jumping, for example, or any other sports activities. So your scene is ready. Just simple scene. Also, you can create this kind of scenes and you can sell it online if you want to gain some money. By lights. Everything is about the lighting. So you see, if we turn off this light, we have fully yellow, but with small touch blue, it's break the yellow over mood and bring more nice lighting. We can even add more light. And in post-processing, we don't do anything. But in post-processing, you can add more effect like vignette to make it. You see, when we add just vignette here. Oh. Yeah, this one. Just small touch can make your scene more natural. And that's it. That's all you need in the cinematic. Okay. So yeah, we done.
You want me
this
to
session was-
show
Yeah.
the meta-human quickly to
Yes,
everybody?
sure. Absolutely. Yes, it's good. Okay.
Can you,
And
sorry, before Nimi does that, can you please explain to us the optimization of the engine? You mentioned something about epic, low, high
Yes.
settings. Please mention
Yes,
that.
sure.
So, yes.
Okay, so this setting, it's related to your optimization into the scene, but also it's gonna reflect on your reflection, if you have reflection, if you have light, and the textures too. That's called quality, the quality of your scene. If you are working in cinematic, in movie, or you want to export a cinematic sequence, always use epic or cinematic. Cinematic is the higher level. So to export 4K image or 8K image that has fully reflected and everything to be visible, the details and everything to be visible, use epic or cinematic. Okay, high and medium, you can use it in the game site, but be aware, if you use high, the light will completely change, especially in the interior scene or the scene that has more textures and more materials. So if you can keep working in epic, epic is very stable, has a good balance between the cinematic and the high. And if you have a good more memory, you can go with cinematic if you wish. There is nothing that change. There is nothing two difference between the epic and cinematic, but cinematic has more details. It's not gonna be blurry. It's gonna has more details. You can really see the details in each pixels. So in any cinematic, I'm always use cinematic, to be honest, to just make sure that I have fully resolution from the engine. But either that, you can use epic. Okay, that's a good. You have to know. In MetaHuman, as Nimis mentioned, if we go here, the MetaHuman, each character you selected, it's gonna ask you the resolutions that you are looking for. So here I always download as a highest quality. Oh my God, I have the same thing here, but we should. It's
I can
weird because
show my screen if
yes, please, if
you
you
are
can,
lagging.
yes, if you have something
I
else.
have let me share.
Okay, I
quickly-
have to stop sharing first.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, very quickly, Karim. In the case like you haven't replied to that yet, there is a message from Pradnya on the Zoom
Oh, really?
on the
Okay.
Zoom chat. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Where? No, I do not receive any message.
She can't
You
speak
are
today. My mic is not working.
Okay, don't see it. I don't know. She sent it in Discord?
In the Zoom
In the
chat.
Zoom. Okay, in Zoom. Oh, okay. Okay. My mic is, I have made you city person mail, but I'm not able to share it in home group. Okay, because it's too large. It was for you to upload it. Yeah, sure. Sure, I will do. Don't worry, I will upload it. I will look at this after the session and I will upload it. Okay, I need to stop sharing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Screen one. You see my screen?
Yes.
So in Quixel, obviously you can select the characters, but it will only give you the highest quality. So you will have to start the MetaHuman creator. Once you do that, it will take you to this website because it's all online. It will
Okay.
probably take a second to load. In this case, I'm using 5.2. So you launch the creator. Once it loads, you will get pretty much the same options to choose
Yes.
from the
Yeah.
different characters.
Yes. And you can edit it also on your
Yeah,
character.
you can edit it. You can also bring like animation and stuff, but that's it's also something I wanted to mention. If it's positioning your character once you bring it in with the control rig, it can be a little bit tricky. If you know what you're doing, I would say go ahead. But if it's too complicated, I wouldn't waste the time on it. Just position your character in a place in your scene. Because it can be a little bit daunting, you know, to see all these controls and stuff like that. So it's a little bit slow. the metahuman thing, but anyway, I already have my own, but you would probably have to create. So you have this selection. Once you choose your character, it will automatically add it to your my metahumans. So in this case, once you save your character here, it will pop up in your Quixel here. You see my metahumans. So once I saved it in there, I can see my character here.
Yes.
And when I select my character, I go here and then I can choose
Wow.
low,
Good to
medium.
know.
So in this case, I would just go medium.
Yes, medium.
Because 8K, again, like we saw today, can choke up your computer even if you have a good computer.
Yes.
You could do that at the end if you want to like render.
Yeah.
When you have all your lighting set up, everything is set up, you can then switch to a higher resolution. But I think for this, and then you would just download.
That's perfect. I never know about this,
the
so thanks
medium.
for mentioning. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, guys, never download it in Heist because 8K, it's really bad on the computer. Even if you have a good memory, 8K is not ready yet for any computer. So download it in the medium.
And again, if you're not doing a shot that is close up to the skin and you want to see the pores and stuff like that, so maybe you would want to go 8K, but I think for this purpose, it's not necessary at all.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So
oh, cool. Thank you.
That's the process, really.
Thank you very much for sharing this.
Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, when you download the character, just follow the same ways that you mentioned now. That's you're right. And yeah, before we end, you see we just put the character and we created the very basic light, but the basics that we learned in the beginning of this session, that's why we achieve this quality. You see, I just refined the light here to just make sure that I have the correct light. So this is my key light. Let's turn off this light. So I have the key light. Now I add the rim light and here the fill light. So when you turn all of this together, in the end, now I have a fully cinematic look. Okay, so follow the basics, never forget the basics. So in whatever you're seeing and whenever you add it, so if your light comes from the moon, from the sky, from the sun, from anywhere, you have to follow the same. Create your atmospheric light, which is in background, and once you finish, start to add your lights related to this light. So I have the light around, so okay, I'm gonna create the key light from the left, from the right. I don't care, but in the end, I have to follow the same basic method. So key light, fill light, rim light. So I wasn't care about what kind of light I'm gonna add it here. I can move the light. I can even move the character because the background, it's separate from the character. But in the end, when you do change any position, so let's say I do change this position. You see, I still feel it's correct. It's bounced from the light comes from behind. It's bounced from the light comes from this way. So that's why I tell you, start first on the background. And once you finish your background, put your character inside the background and add the basic light. In background, you have to follow the same light method, key light, fill light, rim light. If you have layers for the background, if you are in the interiors, like I showed you, I have a sofa, I have couch, I have kitchen. So I need to make each assets have a separation from the background because I need to add a depth. So you can add rim lights in behind, and in the end, you will get the cinematic look like this. So that's very much. I wish you like this session. Tomorrow we'll continue on the same thing. We're gonna go more deep about the fog, and we'll see how we can achieve the fog in the outdoor. I will try to download scene like in forests, because forest also it's something very cool to know how to achieve the God rays in the forest and create some natural color in the natural environments. Yeah, and you can download the characters. You can start to practice if you have time. If not, that's up to you. But it's very important for you to create in the to try to add some cinematic lighting, because it's very important for you if you are looking to get a job in the as a lighter. Cinematic, it's something very nice. It's, you see, just this image can bring attention in our station, and we do nothing. We have nothing. The scene is empty. So it doesn't matter to be environment artist or not. So environment is nothing. Lighting is everything in the scene. So if you have a good light, you succeed. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, that's it. So
Thank
if you
you.
have any question, you can ask me before we end the session. If not, I wish you a great day
Yeah.
or night.
And Mohammed, if you want to come to Discord,
Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
show you.
I already
Any-
sent you a message. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Discord.
Sure.
Also, if anybody else is interested, you know, feel free to come.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
do
very
it
much
now
for
if you
helping
want.
me.
Do it now.
No, I
Yeah,
see.
I'm there now.
Oh,
After
okay. Yeah.
after we finish, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, guys, have a good day or night, and see you tomorrow.
Have a
Thank
very
you.
nice day.
Thanks,
Bye.
Karim. See you
Thanks.
guys.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.